Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdentity Crisis, episode 102. I'm your host, Ryan Bai, joined as always by Mr. Adam Lovar,
Hello, hello.
my literal brother from another mother, Justin Pickamans,
What up?
and finally, Josh. Still have not thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
I've thought of a decent nickname. I bought me a Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew for this episode. That way you all could enjoy it with me. I figure nothing quite says like a nerdy podcast like a Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. So I could just be like Flamin' Hot Josh or Mountain Dew Josh, you know? Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew Josh was getting a little long there. But we'll give it a taste here.
Oh God, I can't even imagine how awful this is gonna be.
Huh. It's like a Code Red if Code Red was just the faintest bit spicy.
What do you mean by spicy?
Like there's
like cinnamon spicy or like actual like legit
like cinnamon spice,
like
warming and like warming in the mouth, not like spicy, but
not like capsaicin spicy or anything like that.
No.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But I'm kind of curious. I mean, none of this is real.
Some icy hot or fireball?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, like what is that flavor? But none of these are real ingredients.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't even know why you're.
I mean, I intended to drink about what I drank already, so I mean, it was good keg, you know.
Adam, I don't know what you're talking about. Mountain Dew is a real flavor.
Sure it is, Justin. Whatever helps you, bud.
Okay. So here, really quick, I think I found the ingredient. Right next to corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, natural flavor.
It has the word flavor.
Yep,
it has the word flavor.
That's it. They just.
What do you think natural flavor tastes like?
I think they just boiled down some Code Red fruit, and then threw in a little bit of Flamin' Hot
tears.
I mean,
Hitler's DNA. Like, what do you?
See, I always thought natural flavors meant it's like sort of their secret recipe. It's their like concoction of spices and like chemicals or whatever to like make it taste the way it is, and they don't need to like divulge their secrets, so to speak. Because that's like why you don't see exactly the Coke recipe in the ingredients on a Coke can. You know what I mean? They can kind of get away with hiding certain things and things like that.
And I guess when it comes to like a Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew, like I already know I'm getting like cancer from this, so like really what's to divulge the like extra garbage that I'm putting in my body right now?
I was gonna say I've been over here wincing this whole time, and I had Arby's for lunch, so I can't talk shit. I can't.
Now
it's all awful.
They needed like a Flamin' Hot beef and cheddar.
Taco Bell.
You know?
Yeah, Justin at Taco Bell. Okay, so you're gonna have to shit in like 5 minutes. Okay, that's something to look forward to.
I don't know about that, but you guys may be hearing some extra tutti fruits coming my way.
All right, everyone. For the uninitiated, this is Nerdentity Crisis, your weekly video game podcast. We stream every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nerdentity Crisis. Check us out over there. Give us a follow over there. We'd appreciate it. Also, check us out YouTube. Josh has our YouTube channel up and going, youtube.com/Nerdentity Crisis. All of our old episodes will get uploaded to there the same day. Free feeds go live every Thursday. I don't know what's happening.
I'm waiting for a light show to change in his background, and it's not the Nerdentity Crisis anymore.
Yeah.
Just wait till I get moved to the new place.
Yes.
God. Here we go.
There will be a light show, and it'll be amazing. Are you gonna get a laser cube?
I might have
do
to.
the Nerdentity Crisis thing on the background.
I might have to, or like what that kid did after when he was streaming.
Oh, the pyrotechnics and everything.
Yeah.
If no one's seen this, like, we have to figure out a way so people can see this, because
it's
that is
awesome.
amazing.
It's fucking sweet.
Mhm.
But anyways, you can get our episode 2 days early. It goes live on Free Feeds every Thursday. If you'd like to get it 2 days early every Tuesday, head on over to patreon.com/identitycrisis. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all of our episodes. $2. If you want to support us at higher tiers, there's other cool perks too. But if you want to listen on Free Feeds, we are fine with that as well. All right, boys.
Ryanism, not give us your money.
Yeah, right. We're gonna kick off the episode not as we always do. I'm throwing a curveball, gentlemen.
What?
Did you just pull an audible?
I did. I pulled an audible. That's really good, by the way. That Dr. Pepper.
Dude, it's
that's
so
good.
good.
It's really good.
The dark berry for
it's really good.
Dark berry Dr. Pepper, delicious.
Now, I want to dive into something quick before we get to Jacob's question. Last week, we had a listener question that was about pick a video game weapon for practical self-defense. You all remember this question?
Mm-hmm.
Remember this?
I'm already annoyed with Ryan.
Nope, I don't remember this at all. Could you
I
over elaborate it for us?
I was personally attacked for choosing a lightsaber. Right? You guys recall this? I believe you do. And I would
Was
like
that when
to
you
take
picked a weapon that wasn't practical on
Yes,
the
it
question
is.
about practical weapons? Oh yeah, I recall that.
I would like to take a minute to defend myself. Luckily, I don't have to. Adam probably not. Our Adam writes in, "Hi Adam.
What up,
What
Adam?
up, Adam?
Hey Adam.
This is a bit long, so strap yourselves in, boys." Adam says, "I just want." Adam says, "I just wanted to write in and defend Ryan from last week's episode, where you were coming up with your practical video game weapons for self-defense. Ryan chose a lightsaber and was told that choice was stupid. His biggest opponent was Justin, who actually chose Scorpion's Spear as one of his options. Now, I don't mean to use your words against you, but I did a little research."
I love it.
He says, "For the spearhead to effectively puncture skin, it would need to weigh roughly 1.9 pounds. Also, you would need that spearhead attached to a chain. Now, you would need the chain to be heavy enough to add weight to the spearhead and heavy enough to pull someone towards you. I estimate that means the chain would have to be roughly 3 pounds per foot. Also, you would need the chain to be long enough to hit your attacker from a fairly decent distance, so let's say 30 feet. That puts the total weight so far to 92 pounds. Lastly, you obviously won't be able to throw that yourself, so you would need some kind of a device to launch the spearhead and the chain. Probably a CO2 tank attached to a delivery device.
Which I said CO2 tank.
Now, the most powerful CO2 rifle on the market right now is the Air Javelin, which can launch a bolt weighing less than a pound at 32 feet per second using a small CO2 tank. Obviously, the spear and chain would be heavier. Therefore, you would need to carry a large CO2 tank strapped to your back, roughly weighing 30 pounds, just to fire the damn thing once. Grand total, we are at 122 pounds of equipment on your person just to use the spear.
If
now
we took out the chain.
Hang on.
The chain.
Now I ask you, how do you have the audacity to besmirch a man for wanting a lightsaber after all of that? Explain yourselves. Justin, you're up.
All right, so first off, you could ditch the chain with a bunch of fishing line.
That's not fishing line.
Oh, like a deep sea fishing line, like some
Yeah.
like braided cable sort of shit.
Yeah,
got a point.
That would be considerably less weight.
Okay.
And high tensile strength, so you could pull it.
Yeah.
All right.
And the scorpion spear that you use, I just said like the concept of that. I wasn't saying it had to be his exact, because obviously I can't make things come out of my fucking hand.
Not with attitude.
Not yet. Yeah. Not yet.
Working on it.
Also, that's why I started with that and said that was not the most practical and went into more practical weapons. Ryan having just a straight up lightsaber, which is, you can't even come up with your scientific, I did research on this, because it's literally not possible.
So you are standing by, I'm an idiot and you're not.
Always.
Okay.
It's like, I don't think this argument had anything to do with that, though.
Adam, do you have anything to add? Because if I remember right, you and Josh both attacked me as well. Do you have anything to add to that?
I attacked you
for choosing a lightsaber. Do you have anything to add, Adam?
I mean, just the like trying to make a lightsaber in real life. Like people have tried it, and it does take a lot of equipment. So if you could somehow magically make a true lightsaber, I would be more keen to go that route. But as of right now, it's not reality. So
Okay. All right.
to make a lightsaber, you have to have a lot of tanks and hoses and stuff to make like plasma, and it would be very similar to like the Scorpion concept sort of thing, where you're gonna have 100-pound of equipment to like make it work.
Fair
Well,
enough.
and you couldn't do anything that would make it literally come out of the shaft.
No.
Like a lightsaber does.
They have some that uses fire, right?
It's like a plasma, is what they end up
it's like
doing.
A big ass plasma torch that does
it doesn't
come
make
out of
the
a
cool
handle.
noise. Yeah, it doesn't make
makes
the cool noise, so it's not worth it.
A really loud other noise, like a different noise, but
also that wouldn't just
air. It'd just be like a compressed air sound.
It would like burn you.
Oh, it would hold its form a little bit.
I mean, if plasma torches can cut through metal, I'm sure they could cut through a person.
But I mean, if you just went like this, would it
Darth Maul style?
You would probably take a little bit longer. Like they gotta stand.
Let's reach out to the guys that made it on YouTube, and we'll figure this out. We'll see if they think it's practical. The people that made it, we're like, would you consider this a practical device?
You know that like Forged in Fire show where they make weapons and whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They always like cut like a pig carcass in half with their swords and stuff. We need to deliver a pig carcass to whoever made those plasma torch lightsabers. And just see how it works.
See what happens. Yeah.
Hope they still have it. Hopefully it's still operational. Hopefully they have space.
Hope that we can overnight it, because if it sits in a UPS for 2 weeks, that might get a little gross.
So, Josh, do you have anything to add to Adam's comment that he wrote in?
So in my own defense, I love fucking with all of you, so I'm gonna do that regardless. I will also say that if fishing line is not an acceptable alternative, you could theoretically make a carbon fiber chain. Because
what about Spider-Man's webs?
Well, again, not very practical. Not that I'm
further away.
Not Spider-Man. But because carbon fiber, its big issue is having like torque strength, like laterally, and you wouldn't really need that with a chain. You would just need tensile strength, across it. So especially if it was layered properly, then you could use carbon fiber. That would lower the weight by quite a bit. But I think really we're getting beside the point that both of those things are wildly impractical. Wildly impractical. So it's not really like, wow, the lightsaber is dumb and Justin's is a great idea. It's just like, both of them are dumb. How do you compare? How do you compare two bad things? So I still hold by my answer that a big ass potato cannon that I just shove random shit in from my house still holds up to science.
Or the shock baton that I picked. That's still a good one.
Yeah. Doing the research on this one, practical means likely to succeed or be effective in real circumstances. And I think shooting shit out of a tube or just whacking people with like a stun baton, both effective at what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do might be dumb, but you would be effective at doing it. So I still think that the lightsaber is unpractical, but so is the scorpion chain.
All right, fair enough.
But not the hidden blade.
No, like the Assassin's Creed hidden blade, you can make those. Those would work.
Or an MP5 would work too, like you said.
Yep.
That would work as well.
I feel like I would hurt myself really bad with one of those, like trying
The
to
hidden blade.
Yeah, I would absolutely cut the shit out of myself.
The trick with the hidden blade is to take it off before you go pee.
Yeah.
Right. That's very important. Yeah. Yeah.
When you're drunk and you go get another beer and you just accidentally like stam. God damn it, that was the last one.
Somewhere in the Assassin's Creed universe, there's an assassin who cut his own dick off. I'm just saying. Somewhere it exists.
Yeah, he just calls himself a eunuch and deals with it. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, Adam, probably not our Adam. I would like to personally thank you for coming to my defense, even if I'm kind of inclined to agree with them as well that the lightsaber would not work. But still, you came.
I wish I had the soundboard.
Yeah.
What would you do? Wrong. No.
You're fired.
You're fired. So thank you for coming to my defense, Adam. I really do appreciate that. Now we can kick off the show, as we always do, with a listener question from Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
Jacob, I apologize that you got pushed to second. This was not a decision.
We had no idea.
I
this
threw
is all
yeah
his fault. I don't
Forgive
know
us. Forgive us.
I guess he's over here.
So it's all now he's over here for me.
Oh, for me. It's right here. It's all his fault.
But
what if Jacob?
Oh God, what is Justin typing in the doc? What is Justin typing in the doc?
I make my own copy of the doc, so I am unfazed by the last minute changes.
All right, listener question from Jacob. Jacob says, if cows could talk, what do you think they would be saying when they moo? Now, tradition dictates Adam answers first. Adam, what do you got?
God, it would be something stupid. You know, I don't know.
Stupid?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I chew my food a lot, or move along, nothing to see here. I don't know.
No, dad jokes, really?
Or get that thing off my teat. I want to keep my milk. I don't know. It wouldn't. I don't think they'd have anything entertaining to talk about. Like nice weather. Like I don't know. I sit out outside all the time. Like
this grass is good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, hey Roger, come over here, man. Check out this grass. This is some good grass, man.
I just feel like they're so derpy. Like they would just be like, duh, I don't know.
All right. So nothing intelligent from Adam.
No.
Josh, what are your thoughts?
We've domesticated them, Ryan. We've made them dumb
true.
as shit. That's for a reason.
Yep. So this implies that they would still say moo. It would just mean something.
It would mean
which
something,
means that they're probably saying the same thing over and over again. So I would just have that sound bite of bruh. Bruh. Just all of the cows just yelling bruh at you as they eat their grass and walk around. And honestly,
that's great.
The amount of hamburgers we eat, like, bruh, come on. Yes. Yep.
Oh my god. Okay, good answer, Justin.
Great answer.
Yeah. Roger, check out this grass. Bernadette, you got that milk ready yet?
Shit. I kind of want a darker route because, like,
of course.
Have you ever? Kind of the same route as Josh, where if they're saying moo, they're just saying the same thing over and over again, right? It's just one thing. But like, we live in the Midwest. We've been to a fair, right? You've walked through the livestock area of a fair before, right? And there's just cows everywhere, and they're staring at you, and they look so sad. So I think every time a cow moves, it's just telling you to kill it. Like, just end it. Just because it's not like it's not like a moo. A moo from a cow is not a happy sound. You know what I mean? Like, what does a happy moo sound like? Nothing. You've never heard a happy moo.
There you go.
I've never heard that before. Yeah.
Oh my god. But
Maybe we should get some cows and try to get them on a happier moo. Give him a happy
Hey,
life, happy Moos.
All the moves sound just depressed, so I'm just picturing like,
Oh my God.
kill me. Like that's what it is every time a cow moves. And chances are that's what's gonna happen to him anyways, because we all like beef. So at least most of us, I think, like beef. All of us like beef. I don't know. So sorry to go down a dark path there, boys, but we'll get happier from now on, I promise. We're gonna have a happy episode.
Why?
Move on.
Wow.
do I just not gonna talk for the rest of the episode? Is that how we're making this happy?
Let's talk about some video games. What are we playing now? Justin, kick us off. What have you been playing?
We are obviously I've been playing a shit ton of V Rising. We started doing well. My buddy Josh Kane hopped on with me, and I'm kind of helping him out. I've pretty much cleared the first zone and moved on to a new one to build a base. But one of the nice things about it is if and when you guys do end up getting it and want to play, there aren't levels, but your level is based on your item level. So realistically, when you guys hopped on, I could just drop all my gear off in my storage and then come down and be your guys' level. And then I could still not be too OP, though granted, Josh was watching me huff here earlier with Kane, and it is not like I was 11 levels above this guy that I was fighting, and he killed us twice.
Pretty handedly. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was two of us. So I don't know. Just because you're a nice item level. No. Nope. It's just, I don't know. The funny thing is, I have beaten him solo before, but one of the things that kind of screwed us on that second try was the fact that we were fighting him in the daylight. And so trying to dodge his abilities and jump from shadow to shadow is a little rough. But I'm hoping that you guys do end up grabbing it at some point, because I would love to actually have a group to go fight the bosses with and just kind of explore. I've mostly just been doing really mindless crafting and getting materials to build a dope ass base.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Now that life has calmed down, I might have some free time. I just might.
Nice.
Just might. So.
Perk for you too on the server that I've got. I upped what you get for resources, and so like each time you hit a tree, you get a little bit more than you normally would.
Okay.
And then I also removed durability loss and some of the more monotonous things that just slow you down to grindy tasks. So
Okay.
if you wanted to play just to try to get through the 50 some plus bosses, then we wouldn't have to do quite as much of the boring stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, there's a ton of bosses.
Nice. Nice.
And then do you have a question on V Rising?
Yeah, is it like by bosses, like Elden Ring bosses, like punishingly difficult bosses?
I mean I've never played Elden Ring, so
But like, are they like you want to throw your computer monitor out the window hard?
I don't know, I guess. Like the guy that we died to today, I have beat him once before, but I died like 5 or 6 times doing it.
Right.
And it was frustrating, but I'm not at the point that, I mean, the only thing you really lose when you die is you have to respawn at a waypoint and go get your body. So it's not, yeah, you don't really lose much.
300,000 souls or something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, continue. Sorry.
All good. Trying to think. The only other thing I think I've been playing is Insurgency Sandstorm.
That's on Xbox, and after you've been talking about it so long, I've been glancing at it every once in a while. It's on sale right now.
I should see if there's crossplay, because that.
I think it's like $25 on Xbox right now, or something like that. I don't know, but
it is not cross-platform compatible.
Of course not. Of course not.
I mean, if you would ever play on
PC.
Yep.
I gotta buy a controller for my PC, and then I can probably game more on my PC. But
Why? Don't you
Your
have an Xbox?
Xbox controller works fine for your
that's
PC.
right. I forgot about that. That's right.
Microsoft, it's compatible both ways.
There you go. I forgot about that.
Also, Steam by default has drivers for PlayStation 4 and I think PlayStation 5 drivers now.
Oh, really?
So
Nice.
as long as you launch the game through Steam, which is 90% of games, then yeah, that's what I've been using. I haven't plugged in my PlayStation in like 2 years, but I use my PlayStation controller on my PC.
There you go.
That's how I play like
used to.
Elden Ring.
Ryan, check out the link I put in the bottom of the Google Doc.
Okay, I'll check it out. Anyways, sorry. Insurgency Sandstorm, continue.
Yeah, no, just been playing that. If anybody enjoys shooters, it's, I don't know. Josh made a comment that it reminded him of Counter-Strike, and I would say that's fairly accurate. Like more realistic, better graphics, way more customizable weapons and armor gear, blah blah blah. But as far as shooters go, I think it's one of the better ones. Plus, you can have like 8+ people in a group, which not very many games let you play with that many people. And then you also can play against bots if you don't really want to play against people. So
Nice. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't think I played it. I've been playing a lot of V Rising, to be honest.
Okay.
I think I'm over 30 hours at least.
Nice. There you go.
No Switch
Sweet.
Sports this week.
No.
Fair enough.
Nope.
It was a holiday weekend. You had other stuff going on, I'm sure. So.
Yeah, not really.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Just
I
V
appreciate
Rising,
it, though.
that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, what have you been playing?
I didn't play a video game all week, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I played Gloomhaven, the digital version of the board game, on Thursday, but I did not play. Didn't even play Genshin. I didn't do shit all week.
Crazy.
You're exiting Hell Month. I'm entering Hell Month.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And so, yeah. But and then also with the holiday weekend, I had a concert on Friday. Saturday, I on a whim went to Des Moines and then went over to Adam's place, and then
What concert?
It's a band called Remo Drive. They might even be from Minnesota. I don't remember where they're from. Somewhere in the Midwest, but they're like a Midwest emo rock band. Very good, very very good. But yeah, and then Sunday, I legitimately cannot even think of what I did all day. And then I worked today, so I didn't have the day off. But
Yeah.
But yep, so no real gaming for me. But
All right. That's all
that's
right.
pretty much it.
All right. Adam, what do you got?
Lots of my summer car. Still really been enjoying that game. Getting further, have the car all together, doing some missions. Recently got the sewage truck, and I can go and like clean people's septic tank for money, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
And you have to like actually take it to a water treatment plant and like dump it, which is ridiculous, but it's a
Jesus.
good way to get money. And had to drive grandma to church on Sunday, which was an interesting mission. Because at one time I was trying to get her there, and there was police checkpoint randomly on the highway, and I was like, okay, so I'm like pulling over, like right in front of the cop, and there was another NPC that apparently had something bad or like didn't want to, and tried to like outrun it and just smoked the back of the car and killed myself and grandma. I was
Oh,
like, what the
Jesus.
fuck? I was like, holy shit.
We're trying to go to church.
Yeah, we're just literally trying to go to church on a Sunday morning, and we get fucking killed. It was crazy.
Nice.
Life
So
do be
reloaded,
like
but
that.
then eventually got her there. But no, other than that, played a little bit of No Man's Sky, their new like expedition mode,
Okay.
which is kind of like a roguelike. Like it's a permadeath roguelike kind of thing they're trying to do,
Interesting.
where you trying to do milestones and like doing certain things, you almost kind of want to die and like start over, because then you have like blueprints to do better things, and it's very interesting the way they're doing it, and it is actually a lot of fun.
I think I read that the event is going on until people reach a certain amount of deaths to unlock good enough gear that they will then be able to beat it, basically.
Interesting.
And one of the like end rewards is a living ship, which like is a weird alien type ship, but it's actually like a frigate size, so it's like hangs out in your fleet, and you can like set it on missions and stuff like that, which would be pretty cool to see.
Huh. Okay.
But yeah, other than that, I think that was really about it. Those two things.
He did get V Rising though.
I did. I just haven't played it yet.
We have 2 of the 4.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, so I obviously played a lot more Persona 5. That's pretty much all I've been playing when I get home from work is Persona 5. I just cleared the 4th palace, so not including DLC. I'm probably like halfway through the main game, roughly about 40 hours, and then 45 hours, and then I'll have the DLC to go through after that. So
nice.
Still love everything about that game. It's the best game ever made. Love it. Maybe more Persona news later. We'll talk about it, but loving it. So, and then Leif, Jeremy, and I gamed one night last week, and we decided we were sick of Rainbow Six Extraction. We've extracted everything we can out of that game. Like, it's just monotonous now. It's just the same shit over and over again. So we were just kind of scrolling through Game Pass, like looking at what's a cool game we could all download and play together. So we tried a game called Second Extinction, which
sounds familiar.
You
it's like a dinosaur game or something, isn't it? Yeah, I think I have seen this.
You like drop down from a drop ship onto this kind of I don't want to say big open world, but it's an open world. And then you have missions you have to complete while you're there, and you're just fighting hordes and hordes of dinosaurs. It's essentially the exact same game as Rainbow Six Extraction. Like,
dinosaurs.
Yep, it's basically the same. Like, we were playing it, and I was like, "This is the same thing. It is the same thing. Like, just monotonous over and over and over again." You get missions, but then there's other stuff like to do on the map as you're getting to your mission, and some of it's dumb. Like, you have to like restart some radio towers or like little side missions, and literally all you do is walk up to the radio tower and pull a lever. Like, that's
they have a character named Jurgen, which is basically just Jaeger.
Yeah, right. Exactly. There you go. But anyways, it was fucking. I don't know. We played a couple games. It was kind of boring. Then they have a horde mode, so we're like, oh, let's try out horde mode. That was boring as well. Like, just super generic, very generic. Nothing really. I mean, really, as far as horde modes go, like COD Zombies back in the day was awesome, and then Gears of War has always had an awesome horde mode. Like, Gears of War horde mode is sick, dude. It's the only good thing about Gears of War games anymore. But
Insurgency has a horde mode.
Is it really? Is it fun? Have you tried it?
It's been a while. It came out within the last year, I think. But I mean, you're just depending on if you're an insurgent or security, you're just fighting waves of those enemies coming back to you, coming back at you.
Yeah, I think Gears has my favorite horde mode. Gears had awesome horde mode, but I don't know. Like, Second Extinction, we played it once. I don't think we're ever gonna play it again. It was just like, eh. And it's still in early access. It's game preview, so it's not done yet. But I'm not sure what else they can add to this game to make it worth playing for a long time.
Bigger dinosaurs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
Sharper teeth.
That's another thing. Like, your mob is velociraptors. That's the mobs. And then we fought a T-Rex once, a couple Triceratops, and then whatever the armadillo-looking dinosaur is, we fought a couple of those, and that was
like a Stegosaurus?
Ankylosaurus?
Yeah, so I think Justin's closer.
With like the club on the back, sort of thing. Tail. Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I don't know. It was very meh. And when we did fight the T-Rex, it kind of glitched into a wall and it couldn't move, so that was kind of boring too. Like, that was an easy kill, but I don't know. I'm glad I got it on Game Pass where it was essentially free and I didn't have
Yeah.
to spend money on it. So that's the good thing. But otherwise, that's all I've been playing. That's it. So
Josh, you did play a game at our house
I
that
did.
night.
Not a video game,
Yeah.
but a game.
And he won.
what game?
I don't remember what it's called.
The hockey sauce.
Hockey
Oh,
sauce.
nice.
Yeah,
So,
Josh played, and he won.
Yeah. It's like bags, but like hockey pucks and nets. So
What? That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
and you have your own stick, and you're like shooting across the yard, trying to like get it into the net and stuff.
That sounds cool.
And if you
Fuck yeah.
bounce, it's no points. If what was it? If you hit the post but it goes in, it's 1 point. And then it's 3 points if it just perfectly
Sinks right in, yeah.
saucers right into the net.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was fun.
Interesting. Cool. Very cool.
Took a couple
It takes a while to get used to. Yeah,
it's been a long time since I have used a hockey stick, and even then it was only like for very short periods of time. So
you just went on a burst there at the end, though.
Yeah,
but I think it was 11-9, and I think Cat got like 3 or 4 or something like that, if I recall.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
It's fun.
It once I kind of got a feel for it a little bit, then I was on a tear. But
well, especially because it was getting dark as fuck, so it was just like muscle memory at the end because it was getting really dark.
You couldn't see where
you could only see
shooting.
the bright orange pucks. The red ones are just shooting in the dark. You're just like, maybe that's going in. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Ryan and I used to play a lot of street hockey when we were younger.
When we were kids, yeah, the horseshoe. And
Yep.
the horseshoe. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. On our rollerblades.
Yep.
And it's so weird you brought that up. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know why, but I was thinking about that. Like, there was this drain, like sewer drain there, and we would constantly lose the ball down the sewer drain. None of us ever thought to block it off. Like, we could have easily, like, we just constantly kept losing tennis balls.
We had a good group of kids that did that.
Just
though.
throw like 2 or 3 backpacks like in front of it, and you'd be fine.
That's so weird you brought that up because I was literally just thinking about that. I don't know why, but I'm like, why didn't we ever just block off that drain? We never did. We just kept losing shit.
You know what would help?
Times.
You know what would help
That's
to
really
get them
funny.
back out of the drain, though, if you did knock them down there? A scorpion chain.
Yeah.
You won't be able to use that tennis ball again, but you'll have it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Take that, Adam. Not our Adam.
Yeah.
Probably not our Adam. It's not me.
It might
Yeah.
It
Probably
might be.
not.
It's not me. We could probably stop saying probably because it's not me. So
All right, boys. Let's talk about some news. 2 pieces of news this week. First up, number 1, we got a ton of new announcements and trailers during the Star Wars celebration last weekend. Trailers were shown for 2 new Disney Plus shows with Andor and a sneak peek at Ahsoka. Is that how you say it, Justin? I don't watch the show. Ahsoka?
Real quick, Huff, I just looked in Twitch, and it doesn't look like that user that you normally have in there is in there. Is that bad?
No.
Okay.
That's fine.
Anyways.
That's for a different tool.
Sorry.
So, all
I
good.
figured that would be important if it wasn't recording to catch.
Yeah. No, all good.
Okay, so anyways, next, a new show called Star Wars Skeleton Crew is announced and will star Jude Law. Respawn Entertainment showed off a cinematic trailer for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to 2019's Jedi Fallen Order, and we had a new trailer for Willow. Fucking Willow.
off good.
Obviously,
I don't
Val
think I ever
Kilmer-
watched Willow.
Oh, dude, Willow's the shit.
What?
Obviously, Val Kilmer's not going to be in it. Poor Val Kilmer. He's got cancer. Poor guy. But he's apparently in the new Top Gun movie. He makes a cameo, which is exciting. Anyways, so I'm going to level with you guys. This happened right in the middle of Hell Weekend. I did not watch any of these, so I failed you all this week. So this is all on you guys. Justin, you said you did watch, so we'll kick it off with you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I watched the trailer of Andor, and
which is kind of like a prequel to Rogue One, right? A little bit.
I guess I don't know enough about Andor to know.
Well, he was a character in Rogue One, right? Cassian Andor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
but
So it has to be a prequel. No spoilers. But
I don't know why you'd say that.
yeah.
yeah, that would
But
have just slid right over everybody. But
yeah,
no, we
right.
have to take it one step further. Everyone dies.
Yeah. There you go. Spoiler.
Well, maybe not. Maybe only him. Maybe.
Maybe he somehow survived. There's no way he
I mean,
survived.
everyone
But
dies.
yeah, everyone dies. Anyways, sorry. What do
Maybe
you
not
think
in the
of
movie.
what do you think of the trailer?
I thought that it kind of looked. I didn't look enough for pay attention good enough, but it kind of looked like they were almost on Tatooine also. And I also watched the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi yesterday, and all of these shows, I don't know. All I'll say is that the formula that they're using for these shows almost feels a little boring. So we'll have to see what. Like, I'm really excited for Ahsoka. I think Rosario Dawson's an awesome actress, so her in it alone is a plus. But this Andor one, I don't know. It didn't give enough to really.
And Ahsoka, I didn't watch the trailer, but I read some stuff on it. Apparently, they're bringing in some characters from Star Wars Rebels, which I never watched. They're going to be in the show, so
Yeah, so one of the, I don't think it's a spoiler because she's just in it, but Sabine Wren is going to be in it, which I'm pretty sure it was her sister who is in Mandalorian, the chick, the main chick, Mandalorian, or
On
helmet wearing.
yeah. I can't remember her name, but
Yeah, I think that she's also a Wren, if I'm remembering right.
okay, all right.
I could be wrong on that.
So I'm gonna have to watch
Now I'm
Rebels.
second guessing myself. Anyways, I watched the trailer for the Jedi Survivor, and that looked pretty sweet. I never played the Fallen Order game, which is that on Game Pass?
It's on EA Play, which I think partnered with Game Pass. I don't know if it's on Game Pass though.
Gotcha. Well, that might be one that if it's ever on a really big sale, that could be a fun single player game to go through because I do like Star Wars and
that
I've
was
heard
the Souls like one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was super fun. I've
was
played
good.
a little bit of it.
It was
It's
really
very,
good.
very, very fun.
He's okay.
Meow.
Not quite as punishingly difficult as a Souls game, but it had that vibe for sure. For sure had the vibe.
But
yeah,
They were leaning that direction at least.
yeah, definitely. So
I didn't really see anything about the Skeleton Crew, so I can't chime in too much there. But I like Jude Law as well. So
Say sounds badass.
yeah, I mean that would be. I was looking at on Disney Plus. You can see the order of where things are, and I think they had Skeleton Crew sort of around the same time frame as Mandalorian. If I remember looking at that right. And then I did watch the trailer for Willow, and since I've never seen the original Willow, I don't know. I can't really compare it up against something, but I mean, it looks pretty sweet. It looks sort of Lord of the Rings ish, very fantasy, big, large scale adventure. And that's a series, right? Not a movie.
I think it's gonna be a series. Yeah.
That was my question too. I wasn't sure.
I think
Yeah,
it'll be
I
a series.
think it's gonna be a series, but I also don't know for positive.
It's worth watching that movie sometime, Justin. It's a classic. Like
it still holds up. It's
so
super good.
So good. Very good movie.
Would a non-nerd like it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
By non-nerd, do you mean Marissa?
Yep.
Has she ever seen Lord of the Rings?
Have you ever seen Lord of the Rings, babe? She just gave me a.
All right,
probably not going to enjoy it. Yeah, probably not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, don't watch Willow. Definitely don't watch Willow.
I'll watch that one alone then.
That's good. I think you'd really enjoy it.
All right. So, overall, Ahsoka, I'm guessing you're most hyped for. Sounds like.
Yeah.
For sure. It should be really good. And I mean, well, I guess that could be. She's been in another show already, so I don't want to spoil anything. But she seems to be awesome as Ahsoka, so that's exciting. Rosario Dawson.
And those shows seem to have a little bit of crossover between them, so
Yeah,
it'd
yeah.
be cool if we see some other characters
Oh,
from
that'd
these
be cool.
other shows
Yeah,
kind of commingling.
hell yeah.
Like
There you go.
before we know
Let's say
it,
they're
Moon
gonna
Knight's
do
gonna show up.
the Marvel, formula and like have people cameo here and there to pique interest or
Right.
hint at another show in like 10 years, and like they've got it all formulated.
Yeah.
Have you
Speaking of which-
guys
go ahead.
watched any of the Obi-Wan?
Yeah, I watched both.
No.
I'll
What
talk
did
about.
you think?
I'll talk about it more at the end of the episode.
Okay, got it.
Spoilers. So also I was reading Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, which is the same time as the Obi-Wan series. So I'm interested to see if there's going to be any. It'd be cool if there's a crossover there. I doubt it. But Adam, you said you watched some stuff as well. What were your thoughts?
Willow, I mean, watched that. That was the
Oh,
one
yeah.
I was like, all of all these, I was like, that's the one that sounds most interesting.
Yeah.
I watch it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited about this. It'll be fun, nostalgic. Like I remember watching the shit out of the first one. It's so
Yeah.
good, so
Right.
good. But then Skeleton Crew, just like I said, it sounds badass, or it could be the complete opposite, where it's literally like a night shift skeleton crew, and it's just like really boring. They're like mopping the floor
Mopping.
and just like making fun of stormtroopers, and just like I fucking hate my job. And it's the skeleton crew at night. Like I think
That's
that could be
awesome.
really funny.
Yeah.
So I think Skeleton Crew follows 4 or 5 kids, and I think it's right after Order 66, and it's them trying to escape. So I don't.
So not
They
not
said
fun.
it's a show about kids, but it's one of the Dave or whoever. What's the other dude's name in
Dave
charge of all this?
Filoni.
Yeah, and the other one.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, one of them said that it's a show about kids, but it's not a show for kids. So
Like Stranger Things.
So like
Yeah.
Stranger Things. I was gonna
Yeah.
say they're trying to do that. Okay, interesting.
yeah,
Well,
no,
they
but-
need to make this skeleton crew like night shift sort of thing. That I think that would be really funny.
And that makes me think that Jude Law is going to be the main bad guy.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be a bad guy.
He
Absolutely.
plays a great bad guy.
Yeah, definitely. He was the only good part about the Captain Marvel movie, really. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in King Arthur,
Yeah.
but I liked all of that
There you
movie.
go.
I'm sad that didn't do well.
Yeah. All right. So, Star Wars stuff you don't really care about, Adam? Not really.
I'll watch it. I
Okay.
mean, we've got Disney, and I don't know, it's there, but I've just been kind of blah to it lately. I don't know why. Like all the new stuff, it's just like I liked the old school stuff, and
Yeah.
I've never been a super nerd about it that I need to know like everything about
There you
all.
go.
Yeah, so
Fair enough.
meh.
Josh, we all know you're just a massive Star Wars fan. So, what do you think?
So, no joke aside, I'm actually really excited for Jude Law in anything. I'm fine with that casting choice. I don't know what he will be or why he will be. I don't know anything about this.
But he be.
but Jude Law's dope and everything. So like I'm down with that.
But he do be.
I'm looking forward to an Ahsoka, because Ahsoka's in Clone Wars show, right?
Yep.
For people to randomly call her Snips for no reason and not explain it, just like the Clone Wars movie. I'm guessing
She
there's
was
some context
Anakin's
in the show, like
Padawan.
Padawan, yeah. But like throughout the movie, because there's a Clone Wars animated movie, like halfway through he starts calling her Snips. Does not explain it one bit. I don't know if it's from the show that I should know it. I don't know, but it was very weird. But
In the movie prefaced the show, right?
I don't
Clone
know.
Wars movie.
I have no
I
idea.
haven't seen the show, so I don't actually
Wait,
know.
yeah, it did, because Clone Troopers are in the first episode of the show.
Yeah.
So the movie was before the show.
Yep.
But so I haven't watched all of Clone Wars. I haven't watched all of it. like maybe the first season. Like, how is Ahsoka never brought up in Revenge of the Sith? Like she just never existed. Like they never talk about her. They never. That's weird to me.
So I think I know why, but I don't know
Being
if it's
spoiled.
spoilers.
Okay, then don't just be safe. But I always thought that was weird. I don't know. So,
Uh,
anyways,
uh,
Willow exciting?
Ahsoka is just like all of the Star Wars novels. They just don't care about those, and they just
They
push
just
them to the
they
side.
just go.
Yeah, they're just like, no, none of that happened. All the stuff that happened after the original trilogy, none of that existed. We're redoing it. Yes. I don't think that I ever saw Willow.
Oh, okay.
So no allegiance to that. And I know that Tyler, friend of the show, was a huge fan of Jedi Fallen Order. Um, so I'm happy for the people who enjoyed the first one and the second one. But I never played it. It's been on my wish list, I think, on Steam for like a billion years. Because I like the Star Wars games, so
Yeah.
I I it's kind of like the shows, you know, like although uh, I haven't watched all of the new shows and everything, but I like the Star Wars universe. I just don't necessarily
Yeah.
love all the movies.
Well, the good thing is about Fallen Order is if you know what Order 66 is, you can play the game. That's really all the context you need, which is it's a very standalone story, like easy to follow, but I
That's
don't know,
when
I
the
thought it was
Imperial Senate has to pay a lot less child support, right?
that's what it is. Yeah, Order 66. You
That's what I
called it.
that's what I thought I remembered. You know, all the positives from that. Um, yeah. So, yeah. So nothing really else from me. It's
Okay.
I'll have to see it. You know, and because I feel like I don't know. Uh, I feel like Mandalorian was super good, but I'm maybe just a little bit afraid that they might be burning the candle at both ends. Like,
Yeah.
let's just release 14 Star Wars shows at the same time, and like, do I care that much? Do they have enough content for it to all be interesting? I don't know
They're kind of
personally.
doing the same with Marvel, honestly. Like I haven't even finished Moon Knight yet, and Miss Marvel comes out 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks. Like it's almost out already. So they're just firing shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
One
Which
of
as
the
long as it's
things
good.
on to that point though is like I almost wish instead of the last three movies they just made, if they would have just done more of the series and used that budget on smaller stories for individual characters instead of the grand scale.
Yeah. Other than Spider-Man No Way Home was outstanding. That was awesome. That movie had to be made. But Doctor Strange didn't really need to exist. So I agree with you there. Like that could have been a series, you know? Like I agree 100%.
So
Um
yeah, so I'll have to see if they're gonna be worth the time and the effort. My guess is that some of them will, and some of them probably won't.
right.
Um, but I like the Star Wars universe. I just don't know that I could care about the movies particularly. So you know, like Boba Fett's dope and Mandalorian's dope. So you know, if they turn out to be good, then that'd be sweet.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So yeah, I like I said, I failed hard. I didn't watch any of these. I watched Jedi Survivor. That was it. I didn't even watch the Willow trailer. I didn't watch any of this. So, um, I would go as far as to say that Jedi Fallen Order probably the best EA game released since like Mass Effect 3, probably. Like EA puts out a
And
lot
it
of dog
still had
shit.
tons of bugs and
Oh,
was
for sure
still
it did.
very glitchy at
Yeah,
points.
for
But
sure it did.
I know what you mean though. Like it was conceptually very cool and executed pretty gosh darn well from
yeah.
what I had played. Again, I didn't get like super far into it,
Yeah.
but
It
it
told a
was
really cool story too, which I like. Which
yeah.
Obi-Wan series is kind of continuing with the Inquisitors and stuff like that. Like that's a lot of what the game was about, was the Inquisitors. And Cal Kestis, who's played by Cameron Monaghan, who's an awesome actor, dude. He's fucking great in
Mm-hmm.
Shameless, and he was good as the Joker in Gotham. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Uh, but anyways, that's a solid game. And Jedi Fallen Order, like we've had listener questions about favorite video game endings in the past. That's one that could be on that list. Like it ended awesome. Like it's an RPG, so this isn't spoiling anything, but you're getting stronger as the game progresses, right? As Cal Kestis, because it's an RPG, so skill trees, all that stuff, you're getting stronger. And you start to feel like a Jedi, like you start to feel like a kind of a badass, and then the final boss shows up and just kicks the shit out of you. And the end of the game is you just have to run away. That's the end of the game because you're overmatched. Like it's awesome. I
Spoilers.
love it. I mean, I didn't say who it was or anything, so but anyways, it's a pretty sweet game. But I don't know. The series, we'll check it out when they come out. So
Watch the jokes on Ryan. There's like an option where you actually can kill him. He just got the chicken way out. He's like, I'm just running.
I'm just running.
Got the bad ending.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, so that wraps up Star Wars weekend. Happy Star Wars weekend, everyone. Hooray.
Woo.
Okay, I don't know why they didn't do this on May the 4th, but right.
I don't know. No, we
Sorry.
didn't have a soundboard, so
You had to do it yourself.
yeah, just helping Justin out for now.
Right. All right, so let's move on to the second one. Number 2, Sony is holding a new State of Play this Thursday. Fans shouldn't get too excited as Sony has set expectations by letting everyone know the stream will highlight reveals from third-party partners, as well as show off some PSVR2 titles. Now I have some guesses about what might be coming. One one of which is just a hope and a prayer, and I know it's not going to happen. But we kind of alluded to it earlier. Persona 6 would just be incredible to see, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be awesome? I know it's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen here, but that would be incredible. Um, but anyways, PSVR 2 kind of sounds exciting to see, and then just because we haven't really seen it in action yet, so we'll kind of see what that's all about. Um, but as far as third-party partners, I'm wondering what you guys are kind of maybe thinking we might see here, or any guesses. Adam, we'll go to you first. What do you think?
Third party? Yeah, I have no idea. No guesses on that.
Okay.
Legit. That was thrown on the spot. I am very excited about PS VR2. More just like how they're mechanically gonna do it. Like I'm curious if it's gonna be like multiple light box house setup, kind of like where HTC has done that, where it's like more of like a surround room versus PlayStation was always kind of limited to being that frontal camera with a bar. So you're very limited to kind of like a space in front of you versus like a 3D surround area, which is
Right.
more what kind of VR should be. So I'll be curious if what they're going to do with that, because I don't think they're going to do cables. I think they're going to really come out and try and be wireless, because I think if you're going to do it successfully, it needs to be wireless at this point, like where the technology is.
That's already, I'm pretty sure they already said that it's going to have a single cord.
Or okay. But I
from
mean,
the headset.
yeah, I'll be curious to see how the other light box set up and how the whole thing actually operates. Will be fascinating. But other than that, it's it's just gonna have better optics for like the dual lenses, so you're not getting as like shuttering effects, and like it's gonna
Yeah.
be faster rendering, and like okay, that's to be expected, sure. But I think how the thing is set up is what's gonna make or break that. So
Okay. And I just realized, before we move on, I totally forgot to do Christian's listener question. Christian had saying, "Hi, Christian.
What up,
hello,
Christian?
Christian.
What up, Christian?
Hey, fellas. Anything you are excited to see for this week's State of Play? Will Ryan finally summon Persona 6 into existence?" That was my very first thought, Christian. My very first thought. Personally, I can't wait to see what PSVR 2 is all
Yeah.
about. So he's excited as well, Adam. to see
Yeah,
what
because
PSVR 2
I mean, it definitely will will make or break it, because PSVR was really good introductory, but like I feel like the setup was kind of shitty. Like the way you had to set up with the box and do all the things right, and like have cables going, and like a normal person, for it to be just like plug and play, I think that's what they shouldn't do. They need to learn from that experience, and to your point, maybe it be a single cable or completely wireless, or something to make it that much easier for something that's not maybe technical savvy. Like that's why they have a console. Maybe they don't go PC route and stuff like that. So they need to make it very, very easy. And so we'll see.
I posted a link in our Google Doc there at the bottom, but it looks like pixel per eye is going to be better than the Valve Index and everything else. The tracking is inside out tracking with 4 built-in cameras, which is the same as the Oculus Quest 2. So it won't have the 2 stations. I'm not sure what inside out tracking means, but it's the only VR so far that, at least on this thing, that has eye tracking, which could be neat. But yes, it is corded with an OLED display.
I feel like for PlayStation to really breach the market, it has to be the user-friendly VR, right? Like I feel like they have to go that route. Otherwise,
and I thought the first one was very user friendly. You came into a store and like pane of glass, you pick what you're doing. Like I thought it was well done.
Yeah, definitely. So
the loading times were very odd though. Like when you're just sitting in black, like they need to figure that out, because like I know people that like got kind of uncomfortable with that. You feel like you're just again like in just dark blackness all of a sudden while it's like loading for like 30 seconds or something, which can feel like an eternity for somebody. So
I've gone
especially if
blind.
maybe they're claustrophobic or something. So I feel like they need to learn from what they've done, and I think they will, and come out with a really good product. Will that make me get a PlayStation 5? No. Will I get it? Probably no, but it'd be fun to see.
There you go. All right. So we got one person excited for PSVR 2. Josh, we'll go to you next. What are your thoughts on the show as a whole or PSVR 2? Are you excited for any of it? Any predictions?
Last of Us remake for the PS5.
That would be first party.
Is it first party?
It's Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog. I don't
yeah.
remember that. So I mean, this may be first party eventually, but new Final Fantasy. But
True.
We'll find out if they do purchase them eventually. But yeah, as far as and then of course Persona 6 VR. It's gonna be a VR only game. And,
fuck you, God no! I would buy a VR. But I'm gonna be honest.
Would you? Would you? You probably would,
Yes,
wouldn't
I
you?
would.
It would
I
actually probably be
would.
amazing. You know, they would kill it somehow.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I didn't even realize I needed this, but holy fucking shit, this is well done.
If anyone could do it, Atlas could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But no, I didn't own a PlayStation VR. My roommate, back in the day did, and I played Justin's, a few times, and I don't know. I'm not super into the VR craze personally. I find so I get a little like motion sick, and maybe the technology has improved enough over this time that maybe that's less and less likely. But I feel like to a certain extent, it's the headset, but to a certain extent, it's the game that you're playing, because there's a lot of games that made me feel horrible, like Skyrim VR. But there's
amazing. I loved that though.
There's other games like RE7, I think.
Village, yeah.
The one before it then.
Oh, Biohazard, yeah.
Was great in VR. And so it kind of depended on the game. So I don't know. I couldn't see myself buying a PlayStation for the VR. I have a gaming PC. I have plenty of specs to be able to handle that. I would just get a VR headset for PC. But I think it was a really good price point and really user friendly. Both like really good things for the console market. Because like of course if you're a PC gamer, things could be either really really easy or wildly complicated depending on what your comfort level was. And so to your point, it does need to be user friendly, but it also needs to not be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Now granted, Sony has gone the very expensive route before and then brought the price down lower and lower, and then maybe they have a cheaper alternative of a headset that's less good, or they go the really cheap route and then 6 months later then they announce like a higher def version of it, which it always annoys me when they release them in that order.
Yep.
But I can't imagine myself buying it. I can't imagine myself wanting to buy a PlayStation for it. But in the fact that it's an inside out like tracking, then that means the tracking is built into the headset itself instead of like a PlayStation Eye, like outside in. And so maybe we'll be able to plug in the PlayStation headset into PC, and maybe there'll be drivers for it to work on PC. And
you can do the first PSVR on PC.
Can you? You have to use the PlayStation Eye though, and do.
You have to have
that.
a webcam, I think.
So, maybe it will be a good enough price point and good enough specs that it will like kind of bridge that market into PC as well. With the pricing of like the Oculus and the other big ones that I can't even think of at the moment.
Like the Valve and
the
Valve Index, HTC Vive. Yeah.
Vive was the one I was trying to think of. Then maybe they can just go into like a really cheap market and be like that beginner headset. But I don't necessarily see that happening, but we'll kind of see.
Okay.
We have a buddy, Steve, who at least Huff and Adam know him. He works at GA, but he's done board games with us and stuff. But he has the Quest 2 with the inside out tracking, and he said it's amazing. And he's played on the PSVR, and he said that it's just crazy how much better it is. So I think the inside out tracking would be the way to go.
Cool. All right, yeah, we'll see. Well, Justin, we'll go to you next. Anything you're excited for the show about?
Since I don't have a PlayStation anymore, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. The only kicker there would be if games are released third party, there's a chance still that they would also be on PC. So we may get some PC releases out of this that are cool and hopefully with crossplay, but I don't know. I mean, the first PSVR will always have a special place in my heart. I remember playing Eve. What was that?
Valkyrie.
Yeah, Eve Valkyrie, which is like spaceship fighting, dog fighting. And I was flying and playing with Dad, and like he was flying behind me because someone was shooting at me and he was covering me, and I was like looking around in my cockpit and I could look out the back window and see Dad like swooping by. And I was
awesome.
like, this is so cool. And he's like, do you remember when you were a kid and we used to talk about one day we're gonna be able to do this in our living room, and now here we are. So awesome. I mean, like cool moments like that. And the Until Dawn roller coaster game.
That was fun.
How accurate the shooting was on the roller coaster for stuff. I mean, yeah, your first chance to really have it in the house at a much more reasonable price than needing a really nice gaming computer and the HTC. But other than that, I will say that Valkyrie game gave me motion sickness worse than any other game I've ever played.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
But I mean, you're in space. You're it's
You're
very, very
describing
3D.
it.
Yeah.
I would puke eventually.
Some of the levels were fine because if it's like more open, then it's whatever. But when you're flying through things and like, I don't know, there's space debris and you're just doing circles around this to try to get away from a dogfight, that is when it would really fuck with my motion sickness. I'd have to like, give me a second, Dad. I'm just gonna fly straight for a second.
Yeah.
I'll be back to the fight. Give me 5.
There you go. You have like a little paper bag to throw up in. Very nice.
Luckily, I never puked.
There you go. So yeah, PSVR 2, I'm excited to see what it's about. Unless Persona 6 is coming to it, I'm probably not gonna buy it. But yeah, I have 3 ideas that I think we're gonna see. One of them is Persona 6, and I know that's a long shot, but I just want to will it into existence. 2, I have a feeling we are going to see, I don't know, maybe some kind of a Silent Hill game is my guess. Konami's going to be there. Silent Hill 2 Remaster has been rumored. A new Silent Hill game has been rumored, so I think we're going to see some kind of a Silent Hill game. That's one of my guesses, which would be fucking cool. I'd be fine with that. So
In PSVR 2.
That'd be crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool too.
There you go.
But my other guess was, since we're getting Final Fantasy IX animated series, part of the NVIDIA leak was Final Fantasy IX Remake. So I'm wondering if Square shows up and we see Final Fantasy IX Remake. That might be a possibility too. Everything in that NVIDIA leak has come true, so I have a feeling we're going to see it at some point. So, they've predicted, or they had so many games leaked and they've all been announced so far. I don't think they've really hit or missed the mark on anything with that. So I have a feeling we're going to see that at some point, and this might be it. But those are the only 2 things I really have any idea of. I'm sure we'll see some indie stuff. I'm sure we'll see some.
I think they're gonna lean hard on PC stuff. Honestly, I think
That'd be
I've
cool.
heard rumor that they've been realizing how much money they're making by
Yeah.
moving some of their stuff to PC. I think
Right.
we're gonna see them talking about PC a little bit more than I think you normally would.
And if they want to buy Square Enix, they're gonna need some money. So
Yeah, yeah.
So there you go.
I think they're surprised at how well it was doing. They're like, "Oh shit, we should have done this a long time ago." I bet, sort of thing.
Right. God, we're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, State of Play this Thursday. I'm gonna tune in and watch it, or I'll probably watch the recap after I get off work. But yeah, we'll see what happens. See some PSVR 2. All right, Justin. It is time for our conspiracy theories section. Last week's was a humdinger, if I remember right.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Episode
ago?
100, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't do one last week.
That's right.
All right.
We didn't?
No,
yeah, Marissa wasn't feeling well.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Fucking memory. What up?
Okay. The 6,000-year-old Al-Ubaid statue clearly depicts what type of modern alien nursing its child. A reptilian. B, a gray. C, Elohim. D, Anunnaki.
Two of those were.
I don't know
what the other two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go gray. I'm just gonna be gray. I'm just throwing that out there.
Reptilian seems too easy, right? Justin, you don't agree?
C.
I don't know, but I'm going D.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, so we all have something different then.
Well,
No,
don't
no,
go
I did
D
not
because
pick
I'm
A.
wrong apparently based on Marissa's face.
I'm gonna go with gray as well. I'm gonna go gray.
All right, so we have 2 grays and a C.
A C. Whatever you said C was. I don't know what it is.
So 2 B's and a C. I'm assuming I should have gone A.
You all are wrong.
Yeah.
A, reptilian.
It was. Oh, you should have gone with your gut.
Oh, I thought it was
My gut was
so
reptilian
bad.
too, and then I decided to switch it up.
Fuck.
I
was like,
figured-
that's too obvious.
Well, the last one we've
Yeah, I
about
figured
it.
reptilians and greys were like too easy because they're like the two most well-known aliens.
Right.
The other ones, I'm like shot in the dark out of the 50-50 of the two I don't know anything about.
Nice. All right. Well, we all failed this week. That's the second time we've all been wrong. That's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is.
Gosh, it was reptilians though. That's crazy.
I feel like we've all been wrong a lot more than that. Just typically about opinions, not this, but
right. Right. Like for example, my 3 guesses of what's going to be at the state of play, all going to be wrong. I'm sure.
Yeah,
all wrong.
Yeah. So.
All right. We got 2 listener. Oh, sorry.
Just so you know, the Anunnaki were astronaut gods of the Sumerians.
Interesting.
They
All right.
made giant people.
Wait, they mated with people and then what? That's what I heard.
They mated with people and made
The
the giant people.
Oh,
Giants.
okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that.
And there's not a statue of them nursing, a young. And the young are just giants. No.
Puck says
Okay.
hi.
No. Oh, it's a cute doggo.
Oh gosh.
Big yawn.
Big yawn. He just woke up. This is Puck. This is our new dog we got Thursday.
Hi, Puck.
He's a Saint Bernard. He's gonna get huge. So
Yeah, his paws are huge.
his paws are
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
It's
It
gonna be a
is
big dog.
so I'm not like a huge dog fan personally, but 2 things. One, it's very nice, very calm. Didn't
Yeah.
bark at me, nothing. It just barely acknowledged my existence, which is what I look for in a dog.
I'm gonna take him out. He just woke up. Give me 1 second. Keep going.
You're fine.
And
we'll
2,
go to you last.
the softest dog in the world. I did not expect that, but super soft dog.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, boys. We got 2 listener questions to get through before we wrap things up with pick of the week. First up, Caleb writes in. Hi, Caleb.
Hi, Caleb.
What up, Caleb?
Caleb says, if you guys were the Beatles, who would be who? I don't know about this. Josh, who would be who?
So I don't actually know a ton about the Beatles, to be totally honest.
I know nothing about the Beatles.
I enjoy some of their music, but I'm not one of those people that like knows all their personalities and whatever. So here's what I've got. John Lennon is Justin.
Okay.
Just because he was kind of out there, and Justin's kind of out there, and definitely has his opinions, and hopefully Justin does not get assassinated, but so John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ryan, that is you.
Okay.
I saw him live at Lollapalooza one year.
Oh, wow.
Nice. See, I feel like Paul McCartney is like arguably like the most talented of them and is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the band.
Okay.
And I feel like you do a lot of the heavy lifting for the podcast. Keeping us on track and doing all the work. And so I feel like you're Paul McCartney. Adam is George Harrison. The old reliable, just doesn't necessarily it isn't gonna get assassinated, but
he's arguably the Beatle that gets forgotten, let's be real.
Well, but like George Harrison is forgotten, but Ringo Starr is who they talk shit about.
That's
would
fair.
you rather
That's
would you
fair.
rather be neutiral or negative? And
He's the best
so
one always.
by process of elimination, I am Yoko Ono. And
so you're dating Justin? Is that what I hear?
You orchestrated Justin's assassination, probably conspiracy.
I at least broke up the band, and
Okay,
so,
yeah, that's fair. You did.
So I feel like I'm the Yoko Ono. If I have to pick a real Beatle, then I would be Ringo Starr, and then like Leif would be the drummer that was in the Beatles before
The fifth
Ringo.
Beatle.
Yeah, whatever his name was.
The fifth Beatle. Yeah.
And then like we kind of like tag teamed a little bit there.
There you go.
Like just storyline wise, that makes sense. So
I like it. Very nice. All right.
Are any of the Beatles real, or are they actually all imaginary?
They're all imaginary.
Well, we live in a
Beatlemania
simulation,
was
so
Yeah.
all of them and us don't exist.
There you
So
go. There you go.
that's for next week's conspiracy theory.
Dark.
Justin, what's your answer to this?
Well, I thought it was interesting that you picked Harrison for Adam, but Adam quit, so now he won't follow in his named Beatles path.
You mean George quit?
No, Adam quit smoking.
Oh, what?
What?
He died of lung cancer.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I
Fun fact.
It's like random as fuck.
I'm kind of surprised Paul McCartney's alive every time that I see him being alive. Because I'm like, the Beatles are from like the 20s, right? Like, and so
Off
so,
by
yeah.
a few decades, but that's fine.
So is Adam George? Is that Justin?
Honestly, I don't. This is already more than I've ever thought about the Beatles,
All right,
so
fair enough.
I'm just gonna pick Josh's answers.
Okay, all of Josh's answers.
Yeah,
Yes.
what Josh said sounds really good to me.
Adam, where are you at?
So definitely different, but so I gave John Lennon to Josh because I know he already owns a pair of John Lennon glasses, a couple of them actually,
I do.
and
do wear
he
those
really
frequently,
enjoys
so.
wearing circular sunglasses, multiple different colors, and he looks great in them. So no fault of your own, and a
part's
little
fine.
weird and have your own opinions and stuff like that. So that I picked John Lennon for you. I picked Paul for Justin, not necessarily because of the reliability thing, but he was always like the really good-looking one, the one that like
Not
all the
'cause of the
girls flaunt to. Like that's Justin. We're gonna be real. That's Paul. So that's Justin. I picked Ringo for myself because I don't know.
Just cause reasons.
And then yeah, by process of elimination, you got George.
Okay, fair enough.
And I mean that's really more because I was like, well, shit. I guess George goes to you then. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, like I don't know shit about the Beatles, man. My favorite thing about the Beatles is the movie Across the Universe. Like I don't know anything about the Beatles. Which for those who don't know, Across the Universe is a musical, and every song in the movie is a Beatles song.
It's really
Awesome
good.
movie.
It's a very good
it's
movie.
so
I
good.
haven't seen
Very
it.
good movie.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
You'd like it, Josh. It's very good. Well done.
What's it called? Across the Universe?
Across the Universe. Yeah. Oh my god, it's awesome. But anyways, I picked John Lennon for myself. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know why. I don't know.
He just threw darts at a dartboard, and he's like, "That's me."
I picked Paul McCartney for Josh. I picked Ringo Starr for Justin. 'Cause Justin marches to the beat of his own drum. And then kind of also by process of elimination, Adam got George Harrison.
All right, that's fair.
So yeah, I apologize, Caleb.
I
that we're-
apparently am George. Well, Justin doesn't count because he just copied Josh's homework. So
but Caleb, I apologize. None of us are really big Beatles fans. We couldn't give good answers here, so I apologize for
I
that.
gave okay answers for
Yeah.
2 of them.
Yeah, for 2 of them.
It's 50. Yeah, I failed 50%. You're right.
Yeah.
Shit.
But thank you for writing in, Caleb. We'll do better next week. Finally, Pistol
Just
Pistol.
don't ask about the Beatles.
Yeah, right.
I won't do better any week. Let's be honest here.
Finally, Pistol Pete writes in. Hi, Pistol Pete.
Pistol
Happy-
Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Also, what up, Caleb? I'd missed that earlier.
Oh yeah, you
What-
did.
what
Yeah,
up,
you're
Caleb?
taking the dog out. Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, saw Top Gun Maverick on Friday, and holy hell, it was awesome. Definitely my movie of the year so far. After I got out, a thought hit me though. How come if a normal person has a big mustache, they just look ridiculous and creepy, but if a fighter pilot has one, they look badass? Weird, right? I love this question, but I did you any of you guys go see Top Gun?
Not yet.
Not yet. I want
We-
to though.
My
We were
mom
gonna
went
go
and saw it
today.
this weekend. She said it was amazing. She
Oh,
loved
dude,
it.
I've heard
She wants to go see it again. Basically, it was so good.
it's at a 96% on Rotten Tomato critic score and a 99% audio score or audience score right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
yeah.
I really want to see it, but
It makes
we were
sense
gonna
why Tom didn't want that to go on streaming.
Oh, for sure. For sure. We were gonna go today. I was like, maybe when I get off work, we'll see. And every showing was sold out. Every one of them.
Yeah,
So
Memorial Day. That
yeah, right.
makes sense.
So we did not get to go. But anyways, so let's go to Justin first on this one. So none of us have seen Top Gun, which I will before next week. I plan on it. But what do you think about the mustache thing, Justin?
I mean, he's not wrong.
But I
Though when
feel
I
like
was,
go ahead.
I was just
Sorry.
gonna say when I was looking up the Beatles, that I found a picture of all four of them with mustaches, and they didn't look creepy.
Really?
No,
But
but
did
that
they
was
look
also
badass?
no, I mean they look like
They're probably
nerdy
wearing
Beatles.
some interesting. Yeah.
But I feel like just for the sake of argument, if you're a fighter pilot, aren't you just inherently a badass? And you could rock a Fu Manchu if you were a fighter pilot, right? I mean, am I wrong there? Like,
Yeah, especially when they're inverted.
yeah. There you go.
Nice. God, I hope something like that comes back.
Yeah, right.
It's gonna just be
Oh,
some of the same tropes, but it's gonna be amazing.
Adam, what do you got? What do you think about the mustache question?
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely not wrong.
Like,
But
like,
I think it really depends on the person. I mean,
yeah.
even if you are a badass, pilot or something, and you only can rock the dirty stash that kind of comes in all pubely, like no, just don't do it.
Just don't.
That's fine. But
Shit.
maybe someone with that high altitude helps it grow.
There you go.
I don't know, but
I mean, I'm just saying, the original movie, Goose looked like a badass with a mustache. Tom Selleck, obviously, like he's known for the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
mustache.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's known for.
he had a
And
great
then-
caterpillar. It was amazing.
Right. And then in Top Gun Maverick, Miles Teller, who plays Goose's son, rocks the mustache too, and he looks damn good in
Well,
it.
he has the same genes, so that
Well,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, there you go.
So again, all depends on the person, apparently.
That's fair. Josh, where are you at?
So I feel like ridiculous and creepy is just one available outcome. The other option
Okay.
is like a state trooper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Barba.
yes, exactly. Like the mustaches in Super Troopers are just like
Mm-hmm.
perfect. But I mean, cops aside, pretty much there's a whole bunch of people in my family that have mustaches, like singular mustaches, not a full beard, and so I kind of just grew up around.
I was gonna say, have they had them
Mustaches?
since the 80s?
They've had them since, I don't know, they were teens, and so
That's some fucking commitment.
the like 60s for some of them, and so I don't know, I've kind of just like grew up around mustaches, and so I don't necessarily see it as all that weird. I feel like a mustache only makes a person creepy if the person was going to be creepy regardless. It's like a creepy person having a mustache is different than
That's a
like
fair point.
if they were like perfectly normal and you knew them, like, and they grew a mustache, there might be like a moment where you're like, okay, that looks a little weird on them, and then as soon as you got used to it, then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, now it's normal again. But it's all about the person with the mustache, not the mustache itself.
So I'm gonna kind of bring up another point. Did you guys ever watch show Mindhunter on Netflix?
No.
Yes,
About
yes, it was
serial
very
killers?
good.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so good. And I'm sad. It sounds like they're not making another season, which is sad. But Outstanding. But anyway, it's about the first FBI detectives who kind of coined the phrase serial killers, and they would go and interview a bunch of
And
serial killers.
profiling.
We did watch that.
Yeah,
That came out a while ago,
The
yeah.
didn't it?
first season did,
yeah.
and then it's
Mhm.
like
Waited a
it's
long
been like
time.
2 years in between seasons. It seems
Yeah.
like that. It just
Gotcha.
has been
That
just
was really good,
slowly
actually. Now that
coming
you
out.
say that, we did
Yeah.
binge watch that all.
It was outstanding. But they kind of, in one of the episodes, I can't remember what, but they kind of make a point. I feel like the big mustaches were in like 70s, 80s thing, right? And if you look at like serial killers who were caught around that time, 90% of them had those big mustaches. So I think that's where a lot of the creepy factor comes from. Is like anytime somebody got arrested for like serial rape or serial killing, they typically had a big ass mustache on their face. So that might be where a lot of that comes from. But kind of to his point, like I said earlier, if I feel like if you're a fighter pilot, you're a badass inherently. You can wear whatever the fuck you want, really. I
Mhm.
mean, you do you.
It's
So
the sheer amount of testosterone that they have that
yeah.
it just like flies out of their face, you know. And they
All the
they
G's just like shoot it out.
yeah, like they take off with no mustache and land with full mustache.
Mhm.
They're just too much testosterone to contain it.
Years and years ago, like I don't know. I think I was still right before I moved out of Austin. I went to with my girlfriend at the time to her mom and her boyfriend's grandma had a cabin on a lake over the 4th of July, so we went there and we were out on the boat with some of their neighbors or whatever, and people were just kind of talking and the guy who was driving the boat was like, "Yeah, I'm heading overseas soon." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what are you what are you in or whatever?" He's like, "I'm in the Air Force." I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a Black Hawk pilot." I was like, "Oh, you're the most badass person I've ever met." Like, that's fucking awesome. Holy shit. You're a
That's
Black
really
Hawk
dope.
pilot? Oh my god, dude. Fucking awesome.
Did he
So,
look like a Black Hawk pilot?
oh dude, yeah, he absolutely did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Just
I don't-
chiseled out of marble
Yeah.
and
I don't even know what that would look like, but I'm pretty sure I would know it when I saw it. You know?
Yeah.
you'd be like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
the skies parted, a beam of light came down.
One ray of light. Yeah.
Okay, clearly, he's a Black Hawk pilot.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for the question, Pistol Pete. We appreciate it. Now let's wrap up with a quick pick of the week, and then we'll get out of here. Adam, kick us off. What's your pick of the week?
My pick of the week, slight spoiler, puppies. No, I'm just kidding. No, that really should be mine. No, pick of the week. Hopefully, we'll have more next week. But Kat got her email from Valve today. We getting ourselves a Steam Deck, motherfuckers.
Ooh,
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, we placed the order today, so hopefully it comes this week, and
There
I'll
we
have
go.
more to report. But that was like super exciting news. I kind of wanted to do it early. I was like, I'm gonna just do that for pick of the week. So
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Steam Deck, boys.
Very
We'll
good.
actually be able to get a good review of that. So
There you
That'd
go.
be sweet.
Very nice.
yeah,
That'll be exciting.
especially because we've been doing a lot more like spending time outside with Puck and stuff like that. Like Kat was reading, and I was kind of like hanging out, and I was like, man, sure it'd be nice if we had a Steam Deck right about now. like hang out.
Yeah.
Like we have a Switch, and like there's nothing wrong with a Switch, but it's just there's certain PC games or Steam library of like, man, it'd be really cool to be able to play some of those outside right now. So
there you go. Very cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I'm excited for you.
yeah.
Josh, what's your pick of the week?
Mine's a very specific, and I'll give also a general. I saw Remo Drive, like I said, on Friday, and they were dope, so I would check them out specifically. But just in general, like concerts, because I essentially did not attend a concert all through 2020 and through a good portion of 2021. And so just going to concerts again has just been really nice. I damn near... that was at Gabe's in Iowa City. Used to be the Picador back when I was in high school. But but I damn near
it used to be Gabe's before that.
Before that, yeah, because it was Gabe's.
It's become Gabe's again, yeah.
Gabe's, then the Picador, then Gabe's again.
Yep.
It's been Gabe's sets, but I damn near lived there throughout all of high school. We would go to like shows, I don't know, 4 days a week, like after work, and essentially, and so really just enjoying going to shows again, going out and like listening to live music, and being in a pit again is just generally fun. Although I'm an old man now, and so
I was gonna say, how are you holding up in those pits these days?
there's a reason why my knee was like destroyed, and no, I didn't actually go in the pit.
You said your like knee popped out when we were playing the hockey.
I like dislocated my kneecap, and I did it again the next day, like 3 more times. But today it feels fine. But no, I actually, but I actually did not go in the pit for a Remo drive. It was like being like an emo band, something like that, then there was only certain songs where that was even happening. But one thing that I was just really, really surprised about is they have a relatively younger audience, which, I mean, it feels like every time I go to live music, it is a younger audience these days, because I'm just older now. But not a single person watched the show through their phone. And
wow,
I was just absolutely shocked, because
that's crazy.
It's been, I don't know, 15 years since I've seen even like a hint of that being the case.
Right.
And even to a certain extent, like, I had started to do that, like, let me record what I'm watching, and then I had to like roll that back and be like, you know what, I actually just enjoy the moment. I enjoy that much more than watching the shitty recording that no one will ever see. And so I was just like shocked that I saw one phone the entirety of the time that I was there, and I was like kind of standing in the back, like, or at like a table, and they were, it was one of the other band members from the other band live streaming it like to the like Instagram or like FaceTiming somebody or something, and so like it was a band member for the opening act. Other than that, I didn't see a single goddamn phone the entire time I was there, and it was just so refreshing. So
nice.
So yeah, live music is the general pick of the week, but Remo Drive or Boyish was with the other band who had opened for them. Both recommended.
Very nice, very nice. Justin.
Marissa and I binged Black Summer this weekend. It's a prequel to Nation or Z Nation.
Oh, okay.
Which we then started to watch after Black Summer, and that one is labeled as like a horror comedy in the first season, and then as you look at the other ones, they got rid of the comedy piece of it. But Black Summer there's no comedy to it. It's kind of the first ish, I don't know, month, would you say, week or month of a zombie outbreak. And these zombies are ruthless and no character's safe, kind of Game of Thrones like.
Nice.
In that aspect, and it's just very fast-paced and intense. There's only 2 seasons. I think the third one is hopefully coming out this summer from what I read, but I didn't see anything like super credible on that. But potentially June 19th will be season 3. But if you've never watched it, it's on Netflix. I would recommend it. It's again very fast-paced. The one thing that's kind of weird is some episodes are like 30 minutes and some are an hour. So there's not really a consistency on the length of the episodes, but they do a good job of getting through what they're trying to, I guess, for that particular episode. One of the things that's interesting on it is like each episode has multiple scenes of sort of the same thing going on just from the other characters' perspectives.
Okay.
So like the first episode, you see the same thing happening 3 or 4 times just from different areas of the town or their perspective. But it's kind of cool because like you see a character run away and you're like, oh, I wonder what happened to them, and then you get to see, or you see someone laying on the street and they're bleeding and it's like, oh shit, what happened to her? Well, then you get to see.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, it must have been a
Very
bitch
cool.
to film
Right.
all of the like overlapping scenes and things. Like I imagine.
Yeah, they would have just had to do a really good job of hiding the cameras because
yeah, and like planning
like
all
they're
of
the
that out.
exact.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Very
no,
cool.
I agree. I didn't even really think about that, but yeah, to get all of that coordinated for multiple scenes converging makes it even more impressive.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I kind of alluded to it earlier, but Obi-Wan is my pick of the week. Really enjoying it so far. I like where they're headed with it. It could go really bad or really good, and I think it's going to go really good, especially with Favreau involved and Dave Filoni involved. I think
Well,
it's
it's
going
kind
to
of like what you said about Boba Fett on the first couple episodes. You're like, meh.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I was on this one. Like,
Yeah.
I'm interested in it. I'm curious where they're gonna go. But yeah, and there's just something about Star Wars things. Not to take over your pick of the week here,
go.
but there's one scene, and I think the second episode.
Oh, we're about to talk about the same scene, I think. Go ahead.
Well, maybe. And later it alludes to why he may not be using the Force, but there's just a particular thing in there where it's like, you're a master Jedi, like you can control people with your mind and do all this cool shit, and you're just a old washed up man.
You kind of
Old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
they're gonna touch upon it later why he's not using the Force. So you'll see. It all makes sense. If you played Jedi Fallen Order, it's the same reason. So,
I will say I did see what sort of happened at the end of episode 2 coming with
Okay.
one of the Inquisitors.
Okay.
That wasn't a shock to me at all.
Yeah. So I will say I like that you're getting some other characters' backstories from before New Hope. I'm really enjoying that. Like characters who end up being huge characters. You're kind of getting to see them before they were who they are, I'm really enjoying that. I will have to say there's in every like Star Wars series so far, there's always been a scene that just makes you laugh because it's so dumb. Like in Book of Boba Fett, there's a scene where a guy does like a 360 no scope shot for no reason, and he shoots a guy. That was all over Twitter if you've seen it. There's a scene just like
Nice.
that in Obi-Wan, and I think it's the second episode too. There is kid being chased by two people through the woods. You know what I'm talking about, Justin? Okay. First of all, if you're gonna have a chase scene with a kid running away, don't make it to where the adults could obviously catch them. Like clearly could catch them. Like
I made that same comment. I was like, these guys suck. Like they're
so
like tripping over nothing and running, and I'm
one
like,
scene. Okay,
who hired you guys?
there's these two trees. There's these two trees standing up, and there's like a fairly small branch, like diagonal between the two trees, and the kid running away slides underneath the branch. And the guy chasing her was just like, "Well, she's gone."
I hate that.
No, not even that. He runs like he's running and he just runs into it and he's like, oh, like confused that he just ran into a fucking tree.
Like, what are you
He's
guys
an
doing?
NPC.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, it looked like an NPC.
It was bad. It was really
And
bad.
the kid is small, so it's not like she
Yeah.
was covering up the fact that there's a giant tree there.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, when that scene happened, and there's a lot of like one of the Inquisitor's movements seems extremely extra just for like filming. Like at one point she does this thing that she like does this cool slide kick off a wall to come around, but then as she's running away you see that what it is, she's already like force jumped over twice the length of
Right.
that. So it's like you actually just lost time. What are you doing? You're in a chase right now, and you're
I love it.
no
But
one
anyways,
can see you.
She sees her and she's wanting to do
yeah.
something cool.
But I think they're gonna take it somewhere cool, and I'm excited to see where they take it. There's obviously gonna be a lot of action later on. I mean, we're gonna get to see. We better get to see an Obi-Wan lightsaber fight like we've never seen before. Like there has like just all out with the Force, because I don't know if this is a spoiler, but he's gotten stronger since Revenge of the Sith. Like with his training, like he's gotten stronger. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they let him just cut loose and go total badass. But I don't know, man. It's I really enjoy it, and I think even if you're not a Star Wars fan, check it out. I think you should check it out. So just ignore the chase scene through the woods because that was bad. That was really
I think it's one of
bad.
those that like I want to wait till it's all done. Like I
There you
hate
go.
the like I understand why they're doing tweet. I get it, so people can talk about it and write shit about it every week. Like they're trying to go back to that versus Netflix's like binge it all in a weekend sort of
Yeah.
thing. I get it. But my God, I just want to binge it all. Like, don't make me wait week to week.
That's the thing. Stranger Things season 4 came out, part 1. Part 2 releases in July. I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna wait until I can do it
same.
all in one shot.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
we already agreed on that as well. Kat and I were like, we're just gonna wait till
Yeah.
it's all out and then watch
trying to
it.
avoid spoilers, hopefully, and then hope for the best. So
I always just felt like they were kind of like really long movies, and
Yeah.
they did it so well each episode that it is binge worthy
Yeah.
to do them just back to back to back.
Right. So, yeah. So that's my pick of the week. Obi-Wan, check it out. That wraps up episode 102 of Nerdentity Crisis. Just a reminder, everybody, if you're listening to this after the fact, stream live on Twitch every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Come say hi. Come join the chat. Say hello to us. It would be a great time. Otherwise, I think that's all I got. We'll be back next week for another fun-filled episode. Everybody have a great night. Goodbye, Twitch. Bye.
Bye, Twitch.
I hope you had a good Memorial Day.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, buddy.